freshman year of high school and then continue to establish and expand the Student Leadership Program in TYE. Currently, Anika is a rising senior and Center for Women's Entrepreneurial Leadership, or CWEL Scholar at Babson College, studying business administration with an intended double concentration in finance and business analytics with a specialization in financial analytics. Anika is passionate about startups, solving problems, and technology. Awesome. Thank you. It's nice to be back. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. We're really happy to have you here. So just to start off, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing now and how you got there?
Sure. My name is Anika Rai. I'm a senior at Babson College, studying finance and business analytics. I was a program participant when I was a freshman in high school. I loved it. I worked on a team, but I'm blanking out the name. But it was an app that helped people that were in physical therapy keep track of their exercises. I got injured all the time playing sports, and so I was constantly in and out of physical therapy. And it was really fun. I learned a lot, and I met a lot of friends here. And I loved it. My experience so much that I came back and I helped formulate the leadership position that students in. And through TYE, I met Shashi, and Shashi told me about Babson College, and ironically, when we graduated thereafter next year. And this summer, I'm going to be working at K1 Investment Management, which is a private equity firm in Manhattan Beach, California, and I'm going to be an intern on the business development team. That's kind of my spiel.
Awesome. We're so excited to hear like you on the news and things like that. And so going on to my next question, how did the TYE program influence your life so far?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I went to Catlin Gable, for those of you who know where that is. And they didn't really have any business anything. They didn't even have economics as a class option. I took computer science classes because my parents were computer scientists in college, and I thought, oh, they did that, maybe I'll be good at it too. And I loved those classes, and I was a great coder, but I despised being on my computer. I hated it so much. Then I decided, with TYE, the help of TYE, I was like, business is awesome. Entrepreneurship is great. I can't say that I'm the most creative person when it comes to problem solving, but if I find someone that has an idea, I can really help them find what they need to kick it off. And I learned so much of those skills from this program. And I wouldn't be at Babson if it hadn't been for Josh telling me he did his MBA there, and I should check out the program. And Babson's great. They are a business-only school, and they have a real entrepreneurial focus. And what I like about entrepreneurship and like the mindset that entrepreneurs have is it's very similar to engineers, and it just translated really well when I started college. And it's crazy to think that I was sitting here, I don't know how many years ago, but TYE not only built a really solid foundation for me to transition into college, but it also helped me make a lot of great friends. And those people I'm still friends with today, one of them is sitting right here. Eli and I actually had a little startup together, which I joined out of helping them with the global competition, and that turned into a legitimate thing that we incorporated our junior year of high school. And so the connections that you make here carry you really far. Jobs, even last summer I was looking at positions at Nike, and one of my TYE friends just started full-time there. And so he set me up with a referral, and also introduced me to some people I could talk to on the team that I was looking at, and that was super helpful. So TYE is great for business experience, but your network is very important. I hate that word, networking, but the people around you are very important.
Yeah, for sure. And as a student director, you also got to mentor teams, right? So what was your experience like being a student co-director, and what initiatives did you take over the program?
Yeah, so being a co-director was really awesome because I love this program. I still love this program. I mean, I credit it to a lot of my success and ability to speak to people and connect with people, and there's just so many great things that have translated really well into college. I created the mentorship program when I was a co-director. I was seeing this opportunity to connect program participants to stay within the program because, you could come and do TYE all 4 times, all 4 years of high school if you wanted to, but for some people that's not the experience that they want, and you learn a lot as a program participant here, and coming back and working with students and helping them through the experience is super useful. I found that very helpful when I was a program participant. And so the goal of that initiative was really to keep alumni, students engaged, and enhance the program experience as well. That's just one of the things.
Thank you for creating that program because I'm a student co-director now because of you. And now something slightly unrelated, but if you could invent anything, what would it be and why?
So this is, I guess, it's not like the most original idea because I dive kind of into this, but when I first, I did a program called Starter Camp when I was in 8th grade. And Starter Camp is kind of like TYE except condensed into a weekend. And I was talking to my dad and I was like, I have an idea, let's talk about some ideas. And we talked about wait times in doctor's offices and how they suck. And you spend so much time waiting for your doctor and you see them for 15 minutes. I'm also just a very impatient person, and I hate long lines, and so the idea that we came up with was called geochecking, and it used geofencing technology. So raise your hand if you have a Snapchat here. Okay, and have you used the filter, the location filters? Okay, so they use geofencing, that's what it is. When you come in a certain location, it creates this barrier around where you are that triggers that filter to show up on your Snapchat. And so the idea was to utilize that technology to cut the wait time down for a doctor's appointment. So you have an app, let's say you go to the children's clinic down the street. The children's clinic had an app, and if you have an appointment and you drive within, let's say, a 2-mile radius of the office, it checks you in for your appointment. And so when you get in, you don't need to wait in line to sit down and get all that stuff. You can do your paperwork beforehand, but it just streamlined that process so you're spending less time in the doctor's office. So I wish we had something like that. I know that they're working on that, especially with COVID, more virtual check-in, but we need more of that for everything. Eyebrow appointments, nail appointments, whatever, haircuts, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's an amazing idea. That would save so much time. And so after doing the program and being a student director, what advice would you give students going through the program right now?
Don't walk away from it. That's what it is. I think everybody has their own experience with it, and I feel like I learned a lot, and I guess my big piece of advice is there's going to be things in your life that you're going to have to learn that may not feel relevant to you. And the advice I got in high school was to try to take everything I learned and make use of it and appreciate it for what it is. Because you are going to, when you advance in high school or when you hit college, you're going to take classes or experience things or learn things that, may not be related to your major, for example. But it's important to contextualize those in the grand scheme of things. Okay, maybe I'm learning something in marketing that doesn't apply to finance, or I don't think it applies to finance. But how can a principle of something be applied to finance, from marketing be applied to finance? And so my piece of advice is to, try to take everything you learn and apply it in a way that's relevant for you always, and to give back. I mean, like I said, I can't I'm going off. I don't think I would be where I was had I not found this program. I know that's a little cringy, but I really found a voice and found a lot of confidence through this experience here.